downloaded a bunch of like fairies to add on to the cover. So I'm gonna grab this little Tinkerbell lookalike fairy. So I'm gonna put this very, very small. You can search these up by putting fairy PNGs, and then you can just go to town, download whatever you like. And so I'm gonna click OK. And this, I want them to look like they're kind of hiding. So I'm going to put it behind the leaves, so it looks like they're hiding a little bit. Just like that. Turn it just a little bit. There, we have a little hiding fairy. Okay, so we're gonna take some more, and I'm just gonna disperse them around the cover and try to make it look good. So I just placed all my fairies, and when you search up things like this, it doesn't matter if they're like, if you can see here, mine are obviously from like a video game or something. It really doesn't matter because they're so small, you're not going to see any detail really. You're just going to see wings, like these little tiny people. Now that I've placed my fairies, I also want to add the lighting to that. Also going to add our lighting. I'm going to go in and add yellow and white lighting to everything. Alright, now I have the lighting on all the fairies, and now we want to begin to start adding our coloring. Now the colorings I used are this coloring called Poseidon, and this one doesn't have a name, but it looks like this. It's like this orangey, brown, green PSD. So I'm just going to use the PSD that I used on here. At this point you can adjust to how you want it. I'm going to make mine a little bit darker, maybe. That way we can have some light showing in through here, behind the leaves. So bring up the brush size. Boom. So I'm gonna go ahead and just start adjusting some layers, and I'll get right back with you guys. so this is pretty much it for the coloring and everything. The colors I thought really went together very well. The green and the orange together, which, man, I love those two colors together. But yeah, so this is the cover. It's not quite finished yet. I still want to work a little bit more on the fairies and the eye color of the elf princess herself. So I'm gonna go in and go to the elf layer here. And that's how it looks without. So I'm just gonna scroll all the way to the top to a new layer. And since her eyes are kind of like already bright, I'm just gonna highlight it with some white. That's really all she needs. And then I'm going to overlay that layer to lighten up her eyes significantly, as well as the bear's eyes too. His eyes are pretty dark right now. Same thing, overlay. And now their eyes are lightened. So it's really just all about lighting. At this point right now, it's just getting your lighting right. Then you don't have to put, if you do add fairies to your fantasy cover, and I'm not saying this is the only way to make a fantasy cover. Like I said, this is just what I think about when I hear fantasy or think of fantasy. Of course, fantasy can be like mermaids and pirates and, you know, there's, you know, anime and stuff like that. There's all different types of fantasy. This is actually something different that I wanted to try out. I'm actually liking how it's coming out. The lighting I really like. I think it's just about finished. So what I will do when any of my covers are done, if I feel like it needs a little extra boost of light, I will gather all the layers together, top to bottom, and I will duplicate these layers, duplicate layer, and then I will merge the layers, and then I'll come to here to filter. Filter is like my favorite column in Photoshop because, of course, there's filters for days. There's so much you can do in this section. But I will go to render and then lens flare. When I tell you guys I love to add lens flare in my graphics, I'm not even kidding. I love it. So you can pick out different types of lens flares here. There's these, but I want to choose between these two. I think I'm gonna go with this one because it's more of an orangish color to it. So, and this is where you can adjust your brightness of it. I'm gonna put it at 102. Ooh, yeah, that looks good. Okay, so I brought it down just a little bit. Then I'm going to gather all the layers once more, duplicate that, and then merge it again. Merge layers, and then I'm going to go to filter, stylize this time, and oil paint. Now, the reason why I use oil paint because I feel like it brings the cover together. Like, if some things are a little bit too intense, the oil paint filter will soften it up a bit. It softens up a lot of features, which that's one thing I love. So if your subject has like looks a bit pixelated, and this is something that I've learned doing trial and error many times. If your cover looks a bit pixelated, and I've had many pixelated covers where the quality was just terrible, oil paint will help with that a lot. It will soften everything up. It will make it look smoother, and I just love this filter. So I will go in and pretty much the only thing that I will erase from the oil paint layer is maybe the eyes to keep it more intense, because like I said, the oil paint filter softens everything up. So anything that you want to be actually like intensified, then you can just go ahead and erase some of that oil paint off. So pretty much the fairies, I'm going to erase that oil painting layer and the eyes, and I'll do it to the mouth too. And usually I will add like makeup, like highlight to the face and like different colored lips, but this was pretty much done for me. So with all these little like detailings on her face, so that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, you can see like this is with the oil paint layer and this is without. It just softens it up a bit, and that's what I like about it, because sometimes it can be too much. You don't even realize it until you put that filter on and you're like, oh wow, yes, this is the fantasy cover. Man, I love how this turned out. I love how both of them turned out. They're a bit different in color, but I do love them both. So this was the tutorial, the video. I hope this video helped everyone. I hope this answered some of your questions. If you have questions, please don't ever hesitate to comment down below. I answer as soon as I can. I always reply back. You can also message me through Instagram to ask any questions. You can, I'll always answer. I'm always answering questions. Like I said before, I am open to commissions. If you guys want to purchase a graphic for book covers, poster designs, photo editing, anything along the lines of Photoshop, I'm open to taking your requests. So just message me through Instagram and I'll get back to you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to share this video, and please subscribe, because it helps me out a lot and it lets me know that people are actually watching. And if you have any questions, comment them down below or message me via Instagram, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!